Just before you guys watch the rest of the video, I should probably mention that I don't have voiceover. For some reason the audio got lost. So you can pretty much see how I point the details out throughout the video. If the audio does seem to be a little bit off, you'll know exactly why. Okay, so right now I'm trying to decide whether I should do a drift or drag build. But either way, I'm going to do a front end tube chassis. Well, I guess you can call it a semi-tube chassis, but it's going to go from the shock tower, it's going to go across, and it's going to tie in the fenders, and those are all going to join up to what I guess you can call the radiator support, which would house pretty much everything in the front there. So that's the reason for the tubed front end. But there is a couple of other things that I do want to change, and that's change the radiator. I do have another one that I would like to fit. It is a little bit bigger on the sides, but it is thinner. The only thing is that I need this tube chassis to accommodate this bigger radiator. Also, with it being thinner, it will clear up a little bit of space in the front, so it would kind of be half the size radiator. I want to make this change because I would like to bring the headers to the front and have them join in the middle with a cross pipe right smack bang in the middle, and have them running down and underneath the car. So that's pretty much what's going to happen on the front end. And this is a radiator that I was telling you guys about just now. As you can see, it's a lot thinner and it's a lot better. It's a better quality radiator. It's actually from an F-type Jaguar, so you can kind of see why I do want to use it. And when we check out the rear of the car, you can see that it is built to handle a lot of power. And I say this because it's got an M3 diff, and I know that it's going to be able to take a lot of power. So it will be able to put the power down to the road. It is built and prepped up to do launches, but obviously not hard launches, because any sort of launch that you do with a car is going to damage any car. We do have coilovers for the car, so they are adjustable, which means we can slam it to the ground, which would be pretty cool. As we go to the front of the car, you can see the sump over here, and this is something else that I also want to change. You can see that there's a little cutout over there which houses the oil pickup. So that's something that I want to change, and I kind of want to extend it, because you can see where it's cut off there. So by extending it, I'll bring it a lot further down. Just a couple of inches off the ground, only because I want to obviously increase the oil capacity, but anyways, that's a bit of a complicated thing. And then you can see that we got the coilovers in the front, which are obviously fully adjustable. So once again, slamming it to the ground, you know, just taking a little bit further down, but that's going to let us go real low, which is cool, and that's kind of what I want. And for some of you guys that might have noticed, we actually do have aircon, so you can see the tube goes down and goes to the compressor, and yeah, well, that's pretty cool. Now we got cooling for the car. Another thing that I do want to change as well, since we're going with the tube chassis theme, is that gearbox mount. I want to change it up to also tube. I don't want to call it a tube chassis, but that's something that I want to change, and yeah, make it into a tube, which is going to be a nice modification, very tasteful. I think it looks a lot better. It's definitely going to be a lot more stiffer, and it's going to function way better as well. Now we're talking about the tires. You can see that these will be suitable for drag and not drift. I mean, they are pretty thick. They're 225 tires, and they're semi-slick, so you know, those are some beefy tires which are really going to hook up real well. I don't know what's up with the double valve on the wheels. Apparently you can use it to check pressures, but if I do need to get another set for drifting, if I want to, then I will happily do that.